don't know, we got the National Chief of Staff of the new Black Panther Party and the founder of, well, you know what? Let me not go into that. We got CHAWN Castro KWELI on the show, and he should be calling up. I told him about 7:15. You know, try to give people a little chance to kind of tune in or whatnot. You know, I'm just interested to see what the brother got to say. What they're doing down there as far as oh, snaps. Apparently we live. I did not know that. It would be dope if we could get a link that I could share. What they doing. Shout out to NBK Live. I don't know if you was paying attention, but I did shout you out, bro.
Yeah.
Who else?
Shout out to NBK Live. That's my new buddy now. That's my new buddy. Yeah.
All right. And since we just went live, I want to welcome y'all to My Skin is My Sin on NBK Live and Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. And we pretty much talk about everything on the show. I mean, from hair weaves to terrorists. If it affects our community, you know, we'll chop it up about it. And not every show is going to be, you know, super militant, or not every show is going to be super intellectual. Not every show is going to be super silly. We try to, you know, we are multifaceted people, and we try to bring a multifaceted show. I've been working on that, you know. I should get some, you know, a little something, a hand clap or something. All right, let's see. I don't know what the hell that was, but that was not a.
That's me. I'm on my laptop. I'm about to mute it now.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, man, and let me share this too, because I tell you, man, like he put a lot of work into the show, and I like it, man. I think it's dope. Oh, wow, that's the first time I ever did that. Somehow I posted a blank post.
Really?
Well, I tried to. It actually won't let you post a blank post. I wonder why. But anyway, we got a couple people watching in the chat room. Salute to you. And we're just waiting on CHAWN Castro KWELI to call in. He should be calling in, I don't know, about 5 minutes or so. So if you got any questions or comments, you can call 347-855-8692. And please do not forget about the Blackathon that we have coming up September the 9th. It's 24 hours of live broadcasting. We have several platforms, several shows. And if I do remember correctly, we got a couple that just were added to it. I need to actually chop it up with the Kings, too. But, and I think it's okay with NBK. It's okay if I say something, bro? Let me know. Let me get the other names before you respond to that.
You good.
But we got Sonia Burkett. We have Knowledge Born Allah. We got Brick the Foundation.
Garfield Reed, Six Dynasty.
We got Renee Black. We got Nefertari Nelson. And I forget Dedrick's last name. And let me look that up in a second. And I'm trying to make sure it's cool. Well, he ain't going to respond. Are you listening, NBK? You there, bro? I would like to announce the other two people that you said was a go today, and I just want to make sure that's cool. You know, but and you know what? And I was just looking at something that I posted earlier today about the whole Joel Osteen thing, and just a couple things on that. Oh, he just hit me up. All right, bet. So we got Garfield, and I think Garfield at this point is one name. We don't really need, you know. I think y'all get who I'm saying. Y'all know who Garfield is. We got Garfield and the Six Dynasty that will also be participating in our Blackathon. So that's pretty dope. And basically what it is you know, it's just, let's say we start off at 7 o'clock in the morning. We broadcast for a few hours, pass the baton. You know, and we're going to do a couple of things. You know, right now we actually got like 3 different ways we can do it. So we just kind of tinkering with what would be the best method. Because what I really would like to do is just have one phone one phone number people can call into and keep it on one channel. Like, that would just be dope. And it'd be simple, you know. And I like simple. I'm a simple type of person. So I try to make it as simple as I would like it, if that makes sense. And it's pretty simple because complex goes right over my head. I'm getting old and thinking it's just too much for me. I gotta let the young folks think. I just try to enjoy it as it goes, you know. Are you there, Alfie?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
What the heck?
I'm here. I'm here. My mind is here. I'm trying to do 5 things at one time, but I'm here. So
right. I don't know what eyebrows have to do with anything.
Your voice? No. No, I'm not even doing it. I'm someone. I just got a donation and then someone was texting me, so I was trying to multitask. But yeah. That's not even like topic worthy. But your laugh made me, click out of the zombie state I was in. That's why I started laughing.
That's what's up. If you can help one person a day, life is a lot better than when you got here.
Yeah.
I might have to put that on a shirt or something. That might be the next one. I doubt it. People ain't that. Apparently, NBK is over there working. The way he got the screen set up, if you get a chance, go to NBK Live and check out the live stream. The way that he got the screen set up is so dope. Got the logo in the middle with the call in to the show. The NBK Live, the LF. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Dang, I should have had you host. We got the Liberation Minded Group logos to subscribe to, Twitter. And the Twitter is My Skin Is My Sin and the number 1. Same thing with Instagram. Facebook, if you just type in, especially if you type in hashtag My Skin Is My Sin, I'm pretty sure you'll find a whole bunch of stuff. Because I tend to, and I'm kind of spastic with it too, I know you do, bro. I like to write a lot, but not write books or anything, but just little sayings, just little thoughts. And so I tend to do those in spurts. And typically it's I'll get home from work, let's say unwind a little bit, and I'll write a few things, and then I go to bed. And that's typically how my days go. Now, I will be switching up hours, which will be dope. Since I'm already up at 5 o'clock in the morning anyway, I might as well actually go to work. And then I can have the rest of the day off. So, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. It sucks working for somebody else, though. It just does.
Ooh, I'm on our live feed on YouTube. I'm going to keep it muted. So I won't get echo. But this is very existential, being on the show and watching that I'm on the show while I'm on the show. Very existential. My philosophy college professor would be proud of me for noticing that right now.
Yeah, he would not be proud of me because I'm not even sure what that means.
Oh, existential? Existential is like viewing yourself from an outside position, but being aware that you're doing so.
Oh, it's like having an out-of-body experience.
Okay, this is the simplest way. It's like thinking about the fact that you are thinking. About the fact that you are thinking about the fact that you are thinking. You see how you can keep going with that? That's existentialism.
Yeah, but how many times can you actually do that, though?
Forever. Thinking about the fact that I'm 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 thinking. Like you can go on forever with it, and it'll always be a different situation. So
sounds like you go crazy.
Philosophy is challenging. Surprisingly, philosophy was one of the most challenging subjects that I involved myself in college. I never had a problem with math or sciences. And I have a minor in 16th century English literature, but philosophy whooped my butt. Philosophy.
Why?
My butt.
What 16th century what English?
16th century English. 16th century English. I'm an English minor just because I was a psych major and I was going to pursuing a PhD in research. So you have to, you have to learn how to write these very long, lengthy research projects and manuscripts and protocol responses and all this stuff. So I just had to learn how to write very clearly and crisply. You know what I'm saying? So I took English as a minor just for that reason, but I got it sucked into English literature. So I ended up graduating with a degree in English, 16th century English literature. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I know it's weird, but I was into it. So.
That's a little unique. I'm not gonna lie. And if I did not tell you, go subscribe to NBK Live, and after you do that, go right over to My Skin Is My Sin on YouTube and subscribe right there too. And also you could go to Blog Talk and you can follow the show. That way you'll get the updates automatically, and I don't have to tag or bug you or inconvenience you on Facebook or on Twitter. Although I still may, because sometimes I forget. Do it anyway. And what else we got? MySkinIsMySin.com. Make sure you check that out. And if you have not copped your ticket for the Black Power Awards, you might want to do that. It's looking like it's about to be an event of all events. It would be so phenomenal if I could go, because I really want to be there and support my peoples, but I'm not made of money. And I got to show up somewhere and punch a clock.
Yeah.
That sucks. Some of us can work. Oh, you know what? And let me cut myself off because I think our guest is in the queue. So without further ado, I would like to introduce y'all to the National Chief of Staff of the new Black Panther Party and the founder of the Dare to Struggle Intercommunal Program, Mr. the King, CHAWN, KWELI.
Black Power. All power to the. Can y'all hear me?
Black Power and welcome.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Hey, so good to be here. And I would say, brother, if you happen to get an extra ticket, maybe give me an extra ticket too. I don't think none of us are made of money, but so good. So good to be here with you. Good to be here with my family. My skin is my sin. It's been a little minute, but I certainly look forward to engaging the audience and hopefully having a great show, man. Peace and power to all of you all.
Same to you, King. Same to you. So how's life, man? How are you?
Super busy. Super busy. There's so much going on across the country. Let me first just open up giving thanks to the God of our forefathers and foremothers and our ancestors, giving great thanks and saying ashe to all of our freedom fighters, all of our warriors, great heroes and sheroes. So thankful to be here, and so thankful to be able to be on this platform. We're going to give a great salute and shout out to for the national chairman, our national chairman, the general minister, Brother Hashim Nzinga, who is, well, if you all know, he is fighting hard and fighting back from stage 4 colon cancer. And so we give a big salute to him and say right from the outset, as Minister Malcolm would say, for those that can, go to his GoFundMe page. He's got a GoFundMe account set up. GoFundMe.com/Hashim Nzinga Medical Fund. GoFundMe.com/Hashim Nzinga Medical Fund. Talking about a man who has spent well over 2 decades on the front lines for our people, was the National Assistant to our Black Power General, the immortal, most honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, and his National Chief of Staff, and now is our National Chairman. So we ask for your support to help him offset those mounting bills. I seen some last week. We're talking about just for medical care in this country. Y'all know it's expensive. He's looking at bills from $3,000 on up, and much of that not even covered under medical coverage. And so we're asking the family to support him. But myself, I'm doing good. I'm in good spirits. I'm trying to organize as much as possible. I'm looking at our family and brothers and sisters all up in Houston, and I do want to say that, whatever legitimate relief efforts we can support, please support. I know that some of the Panthers have Black Cross efforts going on around, and different organizations and movements have things happening. Support the legitimate relief efforts for our brothers and sisters in Houston. We know that the Red Cross, some say the Dread Cross, we know that the Red Cross has been known to steal monies. Monies don't get where it's supposed to go, and March of Dimes, Doc say that the dimes would march right out of the hood. So we want to support legitimate efforts and also organize legitimate efforts for the brothers and sisters in Houston. And we know that Dallas say running out of gas. There's a lot going on, but I'm still in good spirits.
It definitely is a lot going on. And I don't know if you heard, man, before we really get started, we're doing what we call a Blackathon September 9th. And we get so far, I want to say we got 9 different radio hosts. For 24 hours, we're just going to broadcast live consecutively to raise money for our brothers and sisters down there in Texas. My co-host, Afi, is actually in Houston.
Oh, salute. Salute. Stay strong, then. How you doing down there in Houston?
Better. We're pulling through and holding on, so we'll make it.
Were you severely affected by the flood?
Me, no, I was not, which is why I'm completely boots on the ground, investing all of my time and my energy into helping out those in the Black community that have really lost. I just gotta the biggest extent to me was one of my back bedroom walls. A little bit of water came in by the window at the floor, but aside from that, nothing at all. So that's something that I do know that are held up in a church or a gymnasium or something somewhere. So I have no complaints, and I'm here to work.
Salute to you and your family. Please extend our greatest arms of safety around you and yours, and continue to communicate. Glad that you got your boots on the ground. I got a lot of good comrades, friends, and family and loved ones in Houston. Reports that come back to me is many say so far so good. Many are doing very, very well. But we know some brothers and sisters are in deep trouble. And I'm saying this to the radio listening audience, that it's very humbling to watch brothers and sisters' existence float down the street, float down the water, where yesterday they were thriving very well. And then, you wake up and your whole existence and what you built and worked for is washed away. And so, This is the time where we must, beyond the cliche, we must pull together. This is the time we have to Harambe. We have to pull together. And even those who may have petty differences, when that water's raging and moving, you got to put your petty differences to the side. And also you got to be vigilant, because there were reports coming out that there were people taking boats and were robbing people of the little belongings that they had, and all kind of stuff that was breaking out initially. So you got to also be vigilant and Be on your guard and on your square, but salute to you and hope that you continue to stay safe and dry. And I'm glad that the people put enough pressure on that no good bastard Joel Osteen to open this damn church. I'm so glad that enough pressure was applied to him, and pressure should be applied to T.D. Jakes and other mega preachers and others with facilities that they can open up to the people. Should apply enough pressure on them to be able to support the people. So I'm glad you're doing well, sister. Glad you're doing well.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too, definitely. So I want to take people back to the beginnings of the new Black Panther Party and your beginnings in the new Black Panther Party.
Most certainly. That's a great question. 1989. Sound like a rap song, but 1989 is the year the new Black Panther Party began. Obviously, coming right behind the what we call the old guard, or what many know of as the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, which closed its doors in 1982. Some people don't know that, but 1982 was the last official year of operation of the BPP. Reaganomics hit. Many of the ghettos, so-called ghettos, and crack cocaine and all of that hit hard, decimated us. It also affected many of the former Black Panther members. One of the co-founders and Minister of Defense, Dr. Huey P. Newton, was one of those who was affected by that scourge. And so he, without an organization, was out here getting caught up in many petty crimes and different things, and ultimately was alleged to have been killed by a drug deal in Oakland. We say alleged because there's some that don't even believe that. There's enough evidence to say that it may not be true. But the official story is that he was involved in some type of transaction and was killed in Oakland, California, in August of 1989. And so right behind that, you had some brothers and sisters in Dallas, Texas, who wanted to continue the spirit of the Panther, as the Panther had not been operational above ground for about 7 years or so. And but like I said, the drugs and everything that the Panther stood for from 1966 on up to 82 still affected our community. We still had issues with bad housing, poor housing. We still had the medical crises. We still had brothers and sisters who were not being tried by juries of their peers. We still needed an education that exposed the true decadent nature of the society, and education that taught us about ourselves. We still needed everything that was on the original 10-point plan and program of BPP. And it had not been delivered to the people once, COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program, shut the BPP down from the inside. Very important to state that. The BPP was shut down from the inside, even though they had outside pressure. And so those brothers and sisters began to organize in 89 and really picked up the mantle and began to move locally around Dallas, dressing in all black and had the berets on and were moving on what's called the thug and drug patrols. Originally, they began to shut down the drug houses, and they moved on many of the neighborhoods that were infiltrated and infested with drugs, and would shut down the dope houses and shut down the dope boys. That's how the NBP got its start. And as it grew, it would grow to take on other issues, and so they would later go be a part of the Dallas School Board protest, where a Dallas teacher had called a black student the N-word, and they moved on that teacher. They would begin to move on many grassroots and local issues, and so they kept kind of a low profile for some years. Right around 94 was the time that Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was almost killed initially by James Best, ex-member of the Nation of Islam in Riverside, California. And many know the history that Dr. Khalid Muhammad at that time was at odds. He was at odds with the NOI and had been suspended from position. And so pretty much all of the protection that Dr. Khalid Muhammad used to have as a member of the Fruit of Islam, he did not have as normal. And so it would be the man that I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Minister Hashim Nzinga, now our national chairman, had made the connection with Dr. Khalid Muhammad and the beginnings of the new Black Panther Party to form the security. That's how it began. This is back again, 94. And from that point, the NBPP began to secure Dr. Khalid Muhammad, wherever he went. And then so as time evolved, Dr. Khalid would not make his way back into the NOI, and he ultimately would become the national chairman of the movement. The movement expanded. It's when you would hear about the Million Youth Marches and things that put us on a national platform. And Dr. Khalid transcended, left the earth, left his physical plane in 2001. The mantle picked up again by the warrior lawyer out of Washington, D.C., Dr. Attorney Malik Salou Shabazz. He chaired the organization from 2001 to 2013, and then from 2013 to right now, we have our national chairman, we call the General Minister, Brother Hashim Nzinga. That's the concise version for the interest of time, but that's how the NBPP began. Much to be filled in between that we can talk about. But my start with it, was really officially in the year of 1999. And, I was working with the brothers and sisters who were in my local hometown, but I didn't join yet. But was working with the brothers and the sisters. And then so as time went on, I'd always had a love and a Panther background. I always had a connection with the Panther. My ideological teacher and mentor is Brother Billy Che Brooks. He's the Illinois Deputy Minister of Education for the Black Panther Party. And so I always had a connection to the Panther, but I didn't join at that time. And as time would have it, I saw that there was a need for the movement to grow, and so I went ahead and got involved. And from that time, right around really the year 2006, worked all the way from the bottom. Some people think you come right in and you get these big titles and glorious functions. No, I worked all the way from the bottom. All the way. I'm talking about straight community organizing, grassroots, on the ground level. And worked all the way from the beginning all the way up to now, being its national chief of staff. And it has been a very serious experience and a beautiful experience that continues. And I'll stop here for the interest of your questions and time, but we can go further to it.
Oh, that's dope. That's very dope. And Queen, I'll take up all the questions, so you're going to have to cut me off at some point.
Right. Yeah. No, I know that there's a very involved history behind it, and as you know, Dr. Khalid Muhammad was from Houston, so I didn't have the pleasure of personally meeting him. I did have the pleasure of being aware of a few of those events and speaking engagements he had in the city. Even though I was pretty young, he died when I was 19, if I'm not mistaken. But I do remember growing up seeing on the news or hearing about him being in the city and, having some kind of appearance or speech and such. So Dr. Muhammad is definitely one of my major influences. All of the militant aspects of my pro-blackness have to do directly with Khalid Muhammad. He's a bit trumped by the psychologist in me in terms of Dr. Welting and Nellie Fuller, but Dr. Muhammad is definitely one of my major influences. I have mad respect for him. I listen to something of his on YouTube almost every morning just to get that energy, that militant part of my energy going. And Job, I've painted and drawn him several times. So, mad respect for him, mad respect for the new Black Panther Party. And I know you guys do awesome work there. I know several people in the local chapter here in Houston that are boots on the ground and doing crazy work right now, getting no sleep. So,
man, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I definitely got heavy respect.
The Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad was like that jolt of consciousness that we all needed to stay awake. And some people, when he was here among us, some people criticized him a lot for his harsh tone towards issues. He took anybody who's heard his speeches or got a chance to talk with him or any of that knows that he took a very non-compromising stance in terms of issues that involved our people and those who it'll affect our people straight up. He was, straight up and straight down, non-compromising, and many people criticized him for that and, didn't like the way that he delivered the message. But when you look at the way things are shaping up now, or the way things have shaped up since he has been away from the scene, we understand the importance even more now of taking uncompromised positions, because when you look at the landscape, the political landscape, the social economic landscape, when you look at even the psychological landscape in relation to black people, some called New Africans or black people here in America, you see how quick we are to compromise. You see how quick our people are to buck dance and genuflect and do anything possible to kiss the white man's ring, So, the Honorable Muhammad kept that spine in all of us. He kept our heads up high, made us all feel proud to be black and bold, and any moment of weakness, just one of his tapes, videos, or for those that knew him, that look he would give straightened everybody up. And so that's why it's important to continue to play that Donahue interview, or to continue to play his speeches, continue to, study his words, and continue to understand where he was coming from, because many, again, don't understand that Dr. Khalid Muhammad was an academic. He was a student of accelerated learning, going to Pepperdine University and other universities. He was a very smart man. He was no dumb man at all. And he understood the psychology of keeping your people strong. And if you can learn anything from him, especially in these times where you see the rise of neo-Nazism, and you see the rise of the white power groups or the white supremacist groups, and they've been here the whole time. Let's not even kid ourselves, right? But since we see the rise of all of that in your face in the mainstream, this is stuff that the Honorable Khalid Muhammad had been warning us and talking to us about over 15, 20, 30 years ago. You see what I mean? So now, we shouldn't be so surprised, and that's why, I was more surprised looking at the news and seeing how certain people in America act so appalled and so shocked at what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia. Oh, my God, I can't believe that they walked down the street with tiki torches and saying all this hateful things. People act so surprised. But, black people in America, you should know damn well that all of this been here the whole time. The white man has been upset that they have been under a black man in office by the name of President Obama. And no matter how weak he was in office, and he was very weak in office, no matter how weak he was, it didn't matter, because he had a black face in that white place, and they felt that they were marginalized and oppressed. And so now, under this new administration, they feel emboldened in a way that many black people felt emboldened when Obama was in office, okay? And so, those of us who have been awake and on the point And those of us who have been paying attention, we know this ain't nothing new. You should already be prepared for all of this. But, we'll keep going. We'll talk about it more.
So let me ask you this. What's the biggest misconception about the new Black Panther Party, and why has it persisted?
Great question. I'd say there's many misconceptions about the new Black Panther Party, but we want to say the biggest misconception about the new Black Panther Party is that we want to kill up all the white babies and that we are some kind of reverse Ku Klux Klan. I mean, to be honest, like we are some type of, Black Ku Klux Klan that doesn't know how to get along with anybody in society unless they look exactly like us. And we are so ultra black. We don't even write on white pieces of paper. Won't write on the won't use white chalk. We won't eat white ice cream. You know what I'm saying? It's just it gets ridiculous. But that it has persisted. That type of stereotype persists on the party because it serves the interest of propaganda. See, that as long as they can scare, and when I say they, I mean those who produce, the power structures propaganda. As long as they can put the propaganda out on the party that makes you believe that the NBPP, to be a part of the NBPP is to be a part of some type of Black Ku Klux Klan, then for most black people, they're not going to have anything to do with that. Most black people, no matter how strong, by nature, are people of love, people of peace, people of contentment. And so when you hear a group that's supposed to be some reverse Ku Klux Klan, most are not going to have nothing to do with that. Many have jobs, they got families, they don't want to be a part of nothing like that. And so it serves the interest to injure membership and to damage the legitimate aims of the actual program of the party if they can put that type of propaganda out on who we are supposed to be. But, we're nothing like that. You don't have a history of new Black Panther members driving vehicles into large crowds of people and running people down. You don't have a history of new Black Panthers going up in anyone's home, white, black, red, yellow, pink polka dot, as Bobby Seale would say, and putting a cross in the yard and burning that cross. You don't have a history of the new Black Panther Party, pushing old white ladies down the street. Although some say and some feel that they would deserve it. We don't. That's not our way. It's just not our way. We were taught by the Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad to respect those who respect you. You respect those who respect you. And so, in the one way that we differ from the Black Panther Party or the Black Panther Party of yesterday, we differ. We believe in African spirituality. Many of those brothers and sisters, although strong, although courageous, who put their lives on the line, and we can never underplay their contribution to our rise as a people. Many of them at certain points did not embrace African spirituality. They stayed away from that. They went further into Marxism, Leninism. They went further into Trotskyism, further into socialism, but they did not embrace the African-centered value system. And so the new Black Panther Party does. And so we embrace the laws of Mayat, brothers and sisters. We believe in reciprocity and peace and order and harmony and balance and all of that. And so we don't want anything to happen to us that we wouldn't want to happen to anybody else. We don't put anything bad in the world we don't want to come back to ourselves. So, you don't see that from the Panther Party.
And you know what? We got our manager, Jerome, in the queue. I want to get him in on the line, too, because I know he got some questions. Hold on one second, if you don't mind, King and Queen. Okay. What's good, bro?
Yo, what's good, family?
Peace,
chilling, man. Just enjoying the build.
Yeah. I'm listening. What's going on, Alfie? How you, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yeah. I was listening, man. Keep going.
Oh, my bad. I thought you chimed in. I thought you had something you wanted to say, bruh. My bad.
No.
My bad.
I like that he made the distinction about the NBPP being non-compromising, being grounded on not compromising as the foundation and not. I know a lot of people that they take that to heart. Everyone knows about that line or that part of that speech by Dr. Muhammad about killing, even killing white babies because they grow up to be the white racists, the Ku Klux Klan, the oppressor. Right, and everyone takes that to heart. But the truth of the matter is, it's like you said, as people, black people are not without compassion. If we were without compassion, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in. But we are the first ones to be compassionate about something, to accept someone's apology. I mean, we see it when, our black men get shot and these mothers stand on national television and, apologize to the officer's family, or, you thank the officer for cooperating, or that they forgive them. Black people are so compassionate, and I think a large part of what is attractive to Khalid Muhammad's philosophy is that it's a way of us to fight fire with fire. That's what we're missing in the war that's being waged against us. We're missing the ability to put our compassionate hearts aside and see that when we get an eye poked out, we should be poking out an aisle across the way.
That's right.
And that's what we're missing, and that's what's going to keep us in the losing position, because we will not meet opposition with the same type of force.
And I agree with you, Queen, but I guess my biggest concern is a lot of times the pendulum swings too far. And our compassion towards other people has been a detractor, or I'm trying to think of a better word. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's been a bad thing, for lack of a better term. Mm-hmm. But our compassion towards each other, when we do have that compassion towards each other, is something that you don't see amongst any other group on the planet. Right. It's just a beautiful thing. And what I don't want to do is go from, we apologizing to motherfuckers to, excuse my language, but to we will never be able to sit in the same room with each other, and so and like I guess, and it kind of leads up to my next question too, as far as compromising. Do you think that your strong stances and non-compromising stances have hurt you as far as within our community?
Maybe to some degree. I mean, we already know going towards the point of freedom, that you're not going to be able to take everybody with you. We know that, from the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey taught that his goal was not to take everybody or all blacks back to Africa. He said there were some blacks that were bad here and there would be some blacks that are bad there. So we know that everybody can't go along with you on the same road. And obviously, our stances and positions on things at times do ruffle some feathers, and at times do keep us from being invited to certain conferences and keep us from getting certain places of position or recognition that others may have. I mean, whatever. But, whatever that may be, we're not too concerned about that. We like the Black Power General, are comfortable uncompromising. We're very comfortable uncompromising. And I mean, again, brother, you have to have those, not just us as a party and a movement, but as a people. You have to have those of us who will not compromise. I mean, again, when you look at all of our liberation history, and the best example being Haiti, and others, I mean, when you look at our liberation history, you had to have a group from among the people that would not compromise on the freedom and independence of our people. You had to have that. That is as necessary as putting your dirty clothes in the washing machine, and that stem being in the center called the agitator. You can have a washing machine full of water, but without that agitator, it would not come clean. So you have to have the necessary component of men and women who will not compromise on their principles. And so if we're not invited to certain functions, if we don't get the mainstream look and all this type of thing, we're okay with that. As long as that work is being done and some results are happening, we're okay not compromising.
And, I think the thing is, it kind of reminds me of that movie with Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise, when Jack Nicholson was on the stand, and I hate to use this particular comparison, but it's the quickest one that came to my mind. And he was basically like, y'all want us here, y'all just don't want to see what we do. And it's like people expect y'all to just show up, like Batman, like Black Man. We put the call out. We don't want to see anything, just handle it and then go away. And that's just not fair.
Yeah, but it's true. It's true. Unfortunately, people. I mean, we get a lot of love all throughout the nation, all throughout the world. But like you said, many do want the Panther to go away. Within our own community, many hate to see the Panther show up, and that's just unfortunate.
Do you guys play any role in that though? Like I've seen some, like back in the day, I've seen a couple of videos, where y'all had some issues with some of the other Panthers, if I remember correctly. Is there anything y'all did wrong?
Absolutely. Let me be the first to say, as the National Chief of Staff, that some of our membership in the past and some things that we had put out or things that were allowed to be put out in terms of as a presentation to the public absolutely did nothing to support what we actually stood for. And what's often not talked about enough is the actions that were taken by the NBPP to correct its own actions. I mean, I've had to have conversation even with members of the original Black Panther Party, who would offer either words of encouragement or vast words of criticism, which I personally accepted all, but had that conversation with them in terms of our ability to self-correct. And so what you're dealing with when you're dealing with NBPP, you're dealing with live men and women, real men and women from various backgrounds, from various perspectives who come to the movement to help our people, those who are not sent by the enemy. And so, people will make mistakes. People will grow and evolve in understanding. People, they learn to do things better, and we strive to do things better, and we attempt to do it better. But definitely in 27 years of our existence, of course, brother, we've made a lot of mistakes. And this is not something where we can, rewind the tape and put another quarter in the machine like the old video games and restart. This is live time. So there are things that we've done, of course, that we wish we could take back, and things that we wish that we may have not said in a certain way in the moment, and things that we wish we didn't allow to be presented to the public. But the best that we can do is say, okay, we messed up right there. We didn't, we should have did that better, but we're going to do this over here. So that's where we are now. We are in a complete period of self-reflection, self-inspection, and we're working to be better servants of our people.
That's dope. And it's almost like I guess I'm just a regular cat, and I look at it, like y'all superheroes to an extent, like untouchable, and it just seems like you being more personal now. Like I remember we had you on the show before, and not to say you wasn't personal then, but there was a guard, and it seemed you seem a lot more at ease with your position, with who you are, and allowing people to into your world more so.
It just comes with growth, brother. That's what I'm saying to you here. I'm saying, myself and the party must be allowed to grow. I mean that in a psychological, mental, educational, and physical sense. We are a growing development. And I think it's important to also say, family, it's important to say, that the Panther has gone through several different administrations or different incarnations. Even in terms of what you brought up in terms of having differences with other Panthers and things like that. Sometimes families fight. I mean, that's just right. Real. Sometimes, families have disagreements, but at the end of it, we are still family. That's why I've been working hard to even mend differences. I keep stressing this: mend differences with some members of the original Black Panther Party. Because that had been a thing where it had been allowed to be exacerbated through the establishment with some members of the old Black Panther Party didn't agree with new Panthers and things like that. And so we've been working very, very, very hard to give the proper due and respect to members of the original Black Panther Party, and to also build those community lanes so that we all know each other. Because what we really realized was that a lot of it was that we just didn't know each other for real. That just like what you see in the Black family in the community, where you disconnect, whether it might be from father to son, or father from daughter, or mother to daughter, whatever the case is, mother to sister, whatever it is, that when you don't communicate, a gulf builds and disconnection sets in. And so many of us who were a younger generation of struggle, we had, for whatever one reason or another, been cut off from our elders, cut off from those who had stood before us and laid this pathway. And so, we worked hard up to this point now to open those lanes of communication and see where it was that maybe we were in error. Maybe what our elders were saying, made more sense than what we gave it credit for, or maybe they didn't understand our tactics, and maybe we have to explain to them why the tactics we're using are appropriate for this time. We can't do everything that was done in 1966, and this is not 1966. In 1966, television went off by 12 o'clock. Now it's 24-hour TV, satellite TV, Fire Stick, So we open up the lanes of communication, and what I'm saying is, and I'm glad to report that since the lanes of communication have been open, we have been a much better party. And really, you don't even see us on the news like you used to. I'm going to be honest. You don't even see us, on the CNNs, the Foxes, and all of that, because, again, we're not in it. Those that are sincere are not in it for pats on the back or for big sacks of money by the door. None of that. You're looking at genuine brothers and sisters who many times, when you see these Panthers showing up places and they're coming to serve the community, they many times have financed that themselves. They've taken from sometimes their bill money, sometimes rent money if necessary, and showing up wherever they got to show up to. Sometimes leaving without even a thanks or a pat on the back. You understand what I'm saying? So, I have to speak that on the brothers and sisters' behalf who are really trying to serve and really trying to do to make a difference for our people, and it's not always the easiest thing.
And while we got a little gap, I want to let people know you are tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on NBK Live and Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. And I got to keep emphasizing we having the Blackathon September 9th. That's 24 hours straight of broadcasting. We got Brick the Foundation. We got Knowledge Born Allah, Renee Black. We got Nefertari Nelson. We got Dedrick. We got Sonia. We got the Sixth Dynasty, and we got Garfield. And that's just the beginning. Actually I've had a couple other people as too, so we'll see how that works out, man. But we just trying to do something for our people,
Okay. Glad you mentioned that.
Go ahead, cut me off. Go ahead. I'm all right.
Brother Small,
I'm going to go to my corner.
Call in. No, I just wanted to add that since you were talking about the Black Athena.
I didn't hear you, though, Queen. What you said?
So I asked Brother Small to call in and drop a few words of calmness and wisdom.
That would be phenomenal. And King, when we get done, I'm going to send you the link to the YouTube Live and NBK, who produces it on YouTube Live. I'm telling you, man, put together a phenomenal visual display, man. I think you and your comrades will completely enjoy it. So shout out to him.
100%. Got to see it.
And before we continue, is there any, do y'all have anything we need to know about? How can people contact you? I want to make sure people can leave with a way to follow up after the show with you if they'd like to.
Absolutely. We'll keep reiterating that before we get off the air. Initially, for those that may need it right now, I always tell people just to call me direct wherever you at, in the country or world. At my office at 347-903-0886, 347-903-0886, or NBPP HQ, like headquarters, NBPPHQ@gmail.com. The website's newblackpanther.com. Those, you can follow us on Twitter, New Black Panther 1. We're on Instagram and all the social media sites. You can contact us. But, of course, right now, number one priority on the list as of last week is to secure our brothers and sisters in Houston, like I said, with the flood waters raging and going all over the place, and to, recuperate. Because, again, there's fraudulent relief efforts going on.
Yep.
You got fraudulent GoFundMe pages happening, people taking all kinds of money, that they're saying that's supposed to go to Houston brothers and sisters. They're just putting that in their pocket, and so, we want to do our best to expose all of that and then put some real relief out there for the people. I got to also give a shout out to the brothers and sisters in NBUF, National Black United Front. I know they're working front line hard out there, and the many others that are doing the best that they can to make the best of this terrible situation, and also to give a message of warning to brothers and sisters out east. It is hurricane season. They call it hurricane season, and hurricanes is building up on the East Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, don't look at what's happening in Houston and say, well, that I'm glad that's not me. It could be you. It could be any of us. All of us have to prepare, and have some type of preparedness, disaster preparedness. And so we were able to discuss today, when I say we, some of the leadership of the party was able to discuss today about organizing survival preparedness and disaster preparedness for brothers and sisters, and we're putting that out. We're going to put that out ASAP, working to get that to anybody and everybody, so that you know what to do, and that we have the proper materials and the proper checklists and rally points and all of that, because we don't want to repeat Katrina, what some have called Hurricane America. We don't want to repeat Katrina and have so many brothers and sisters that are losing their lives and floating through the waters because they were unprepared. So disaster preparedness, order of the day, self-defense, order of the day. That's what's on our list right now at the top.
Okay, so 10 years from now, where's the new Black Panther Party?
Hard to say 10 years from now, and that's not an evasive answer. That's just a real answer, because we would like to say in a perfect world, in a perfect scenario, that the new Black Panther Party 10 years from now has had to move on to something else because we've completed the mission. See, a lot of people don't know and don't understand that we operate from a 10-point platform, like I was telling you all about that the Panthers had in the 60s and 70s. We have an updated 10-point platform that speaks to the basic needs and wants of the community, and so we would like to be able to say 10 years from now that, brothers and sisters have completed the mission, the task is over, our people have freedom, that we're fully and gainfully employed and doing for self, and that we're properly educated, and that, we have what we need to sustain Black power and self-determination. We would love for that to be the outcome 10 years from now, but it's hard to say, because as repression rises and as oppression rises, of course, so does the need for the cause, so does the need for the movement, so does the need for Black power. And so if the trend continues as it has, and it has continued since we've been here since 1555, then you have to have other movements. You have to have other of those who are enlightened, minded, educated, and on the point to organize the people. You have to have others who come up among us to move the people in a further direction towards freedom. So, if the Panther is still necessary 10 years from now, the Panther will still be organizing, still attempting to take a vanguard position in whatever the conditions are during that time. So it's just hard to say. But hopefully we will have made a measure of progress further than where we are now.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one. Queen, you got any questions?
Not necessarily a question, but I wanted to add on to what Brother KWELI was saying about the relief efforts, and just wanted to shout out the local chapter of NBPP here that has the Black Cross, Crystal Muhammad, who is the local chapter president, and you guys can go to NBPPBlackCross.com. There's a GoFundMe that there should be a link. I hope there's a link on the website, but you can definitely go to GoFundMe and type in New Black Panther Party Black Cross, and there is active GoFundMe. And I have worked with Crystal and the local members, and they're so accommodating toward everyone when they go out into the community, but especially me. They're forever accommodating. They are, because I'm fragile, and I broke my leg. I crushed my knee, and I cracked my femur bone. So the last time I hung out with them, it was a barbecue. I want to say it was I can't remember what the event was, but yeah, they didn't want me to lift a finger. They were so nice and sweet, and
that's a beautiful thing right there.
It is, and I think the New Black Panther Party has a reputation of being a very militant and stern, and I think the philosophy must be that way. But you have genuine, kind-hearted people that want to see Black people be happy and be well and enjoy themselves, and get done what we need to get done. I think we miss a lot of the fact that you can work and enjoy yourself while you work. So it's always enjoyable with them, and they're always so kind to me. So shout out to Crystal and the local chapter. I'll see you guys soon. I know they're out there working somewhere. They're always out there doing something. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know that I definitely I feel better about the New Black Panther Party after this conversation. So salute to you, King. And not that I had a negative opinion per se, I didn't. But I feel like, okay, you know what? Like, I have been propagandized. I just made up a word. I fell for the okie doke, I guess. And I think that maybe that might be a part that, and we kind of touched on it already, but I'm big on propaganda, on us having our own propaganda, and I think as a community we really missing the boat right now.
We are.
Yes.
We are.
To get the information, because they got a little crack in the matrix over there, and we ain't sticking hammers and nails in that crack and open it wide up. We seem to be basically following suit, and we didn't always had a crack. And now we're just making it worse. We're not taking advantage of that little chink in the armor, so to speak, that they got right now because of the orange guy in the White House.
Yeah, well, we've done that to ourselves. I say we in NBPP, we've done that to ourselves in terms of not promoting the positive aspects of the movement enough, and that's why I have to give salute to platforms like yours. And, Revolutionary Minds and Brother Preach Lumumba and others out there, Sister Renee Black, all of you out there who have taken charge of your propaganda, or what we call proper propaganda in the party, again, started in 89. So it was slow to develop and grasp on to some of the modern technology and some of the modern things. And to be honest, it was also kind of hesitant to do so, because again, what we do at times, we put certain posts up, certain tweets up. That thing is all over the world, twisted all kind of ways, all up on all kind of different propaganda platforms and things in mainstream. So we're very cautious on what we try to present at this point, but we were too cautious to a point where we did not engage the YouTube platforms and the Twitter platforms and Instagram platforms and Facebook and all of that in a way that it could benefit the people. And so, we have, again, taken that proper self-analysis and said, look, we got to check ourselves, and so we have made an effort now to make sure that what we're presenting to the people and to the public is the proper representation of what you see on the 10-point plan. That's what I'm saying. When you ask me the 10-year question, from the 10-point platform to the 9 local objectives and everything that is the foundational ideological preference of the party, all of those are active goals that we're striving for. So, when we talk about what the Honorable Khalid Muhammad said in terms of his statement on South Africa, everything has context. You know what I'm saying? So when the Honorable Khalid Muhammad made that statement and what he felt like should happen, in South Africa and how it was declared in his mind, the mind of the black nation, an act of war when the white man invaded South Africa. I mean, he had a complete context as to everything he was putting out there before the people. And what I'm saying is that everything that we put out, we're trying and doing our best to put out in proper context. But if we never mention, here's a point that I have to stress, if we never mention white people, if we never said anything at all about white people, we still would have 10 points on our platform to deal with that really dealt with us. And so our national chairman has made it a point, to instill into the organization, and I'm doing my best to enforce that we have to deal with self, and no matter what school of thought you come from or what your ideological background is, everybody agrees that Caucasian people are Johnny-come-latelys on this planet, and that some way or another, whether you believe they came from a spaceship or whether you believe they came from the grafting process of the black man and black woman, or whether you believe they came up out of the evolutionary process from gorillas and all of this type of deal, whatever the case is, everybody agrees that we were here before them. That's unrefutable, undeniable. We are the original people, the Aboriginal people. And so we still have to deal with self. We still have issues that if we never mention the crimes of white people towards humanity, we would still have to deal with our own self. And so, we're being very retrospective and introspective and looking at ourselves and say, okay, what do we got to deal with among our own community too? Of course we can take the Minister Malcolm X stance and go hard on the white man, like he did during his Nation of Islam time, and we will never compromise on what we know to be the truth. But then the balance of that is that we still got things among our own that we got to deal with. That's why the new Black Panther Party, some of you all may not know, the new Black Panther Party just last year launched the Stop the Killing tour. City to city, our national chairman was involved with, going state to state, city to city, to put down the killing among black men and black women in our own communities up until he fell ill and got ill. And then we also developed a national movement to combat black violence. Okay, none of this stuff you hear about on mainstream media, but it's real, where we organize local organizing committees to go into the roughest neighborhoods and find out the root reasons and why our communities are so poor, so impoverished, who's responsible, what politics, what laws are responsible for decimating our black communities, for keeping our black children without having the proper resources, where they have to be out in the middle of the street at 12 midnight playing in the street with nothing to do, no type of responsible activity, none of that. Like we're seriously investigating all of this, and it's happening in every single city in America. And so we organized a national movement to combat black violence. When you have improper health care, when you have laws that ill affect you, when you have poverty, all of that's violence. It ain't just a black man or black woman shooting each other with lateral violence. That's part of violence. But everything that ill affects you and your family and your community is a violent act against your people. So the NBPP organized a national movement to combat black violence. and that's still active, and that's still something that people can be a part of. You don't have to be a Panther, or you can be a Panther and still be a part of that, and we can take charge of our own communities and take charge of our destiny. So, I mean, there are things that I'm saying that, are proactive steps and progressive steps that we are taking that are just not being propagated enough. We have not had enough newspapers out and things that people can grab. We haven't had enough books out. A lot of things that we have failed at as a party. That's what I said. So looking at ourselves, we say, okay, we got to pick up the slack. We can't cry. We can't moan. We can't, hold our head down. We got to pick up the slack and get going. So that's where we are now.
Well, I want to let you know, and I'm gonna get to a caller. We got a caller in the queue, but I want to let you know, King, man. You when y'all doing something, man, tag me, so as many eyeballs can see the side that needs to be seen instead of the side that they want us to see.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. And I'm gonna get to 7823 right quick, and I do believe this is the brother. What's good, fam?
Peace, Charles. What's going on?
You're doing like 74 things, huh?
You said what?
I said you're doing 74 things, huh, Knowledge?
Hey, I got to, man. I had to make sure I call in and salute, give a shout out, and a strong Black Power salute, man, to my brother, the National Chief of Staff for the new Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, CHAWN, KWELI, man.
Salute.
He's very humble. He's a very humble brother, but I don't think that the people truly realize what kind of jewel that we have in our midst, in his person and in his particular station. This is a hard-line, hard-charging brother who almost paid the ultimate sacrifice for our people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so when we start looking in the annals of history, we got one among us that was ready to put it all on the line. So definitely a shining example of righteousness, of Black Power, and an example of solidarity, with the collaborative works with so many different organizations across the board, and one who truly loves our people. So I definitely wanted to send salute and honor to my brother and to his family, and my prayers and thoughts are with our national champ, Hashim Nzinga, and his family as well. So I just wanted to take a quick opportunity, pop in, show love and solidarity to my brother, and we 100% on board with Dare to Struggle. So, we with it.
Love it. Man, I appreciate that so much. You know I do, and I always send you big hugs when you do that. Because I'm that kind of man. Again, I'm gonna stay away from the cameras if I can. I'm gonna stay away from all the praise. I just want to get that work done. But I always appreciate you speaking up like that and stating that, man. Salute, return to you, sir.
Yeah, man. Knowledge is truly, truly, truly family. And it's dope too. Like we don't all none of us agree on everything. And that's not like a hindrance. If anything, that's the beauty of the relationship. Like, why would you want to be friends with somebody that y'all agree on everything? Like, is that a friendship or a cult?
Not at all. Not at all.
Right.
Not at all. In the Panther is, some know this, some don't. The Panther is operated by a National Central Committee, and you always hear the title of chairman, chief of staff, or this one or that one, but the Panthers operated just like it was in the 70s by a National Central Committee, and that it is designed that way so that we can have opposing viewpoints to particular approaches or issues, and we can, put all of that on the table to dissect, and what Huey P. Newton called dialectically. You dissect it from both sides, the positive and the negative. So if you got people around you that are always yes men or yes women, and every time you say something they agree with you, then they don't really love you, because you ain't going to always be right. I ain't going to always be right. You know what I'm saying? Such and such ain't going to always be right. So you need somebody that's going to tell you, look, that's what you did right there is BS. That ain't cool. No, but maybe look at it like this, or try it like this, or approach it like this. So the only way that we'll be able to grow as a people, and the only way we'll grow as a movement is if we can accept self-criticism, you know, and really some of the brothers and sisters put your ego, and we put our egos in our pockets and put our egos to the side and listen to an opposing viewpoint. So if you got men in your corner like that, like Brother Bourne, who will tell you what it is, or you'll tell Brother Bourne what it is, or sister to tell him what it is, that means y'all love each other.
That's a fact. You know, and it's crazy because we was literally on the phone yesterday doing just that. You know, but and the flip side to that is, you know, sometimes you got to call your people and say, hey, you great. You know, you are a beautiful person. You know, what you're doing is righteous. You know, and I think that's been lost in our community too. Is that we, you know, it's almost like, especially among the brothers, you know, you don't want to look soft. You know, like, stop worrying about what the look. You know, if that's your boy and your boy putting in work, give your boy a salute.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
The hate is strong though, bro. You know, like I know it. The self-hate among our own people is strong at times, and unfortunately, through the Willie Lynch syndrome, some of us hate to see another brother or sister rise above us, not understanding that if one go up, then we all go up. That's a lesson that we have not learned effectively enough from other nationalities. You know, that other nationalities and races, so-called races, they fight each other all the time. You know, they have internal conflicts and beef and all that type of deal. But when it comes to the advancement of the culture and the advancement of the people, they will put their beefs to the side, the differences to the side, and they'll pull each other up just so the culture can advance. And once the culture advances, they go right back to their beefs or whatever they was into. We'll have a beef with each other, and that beef will lead to bloodshed, it'll lead to killing, it'll lead to all kind of conflict, and we don't advance the culture. We get stuck on the beef, we don't advance the culture enough. And so, again, that's why I keep stressing, 10-point plans, programs. We got to stay objective-driven, objective-minded. Brothers and sisters out there that want to, build schools, they want to build institutions, they want to build restaurants, hospitals. You want to have real determination. We got to stick to the objective. We can't keep jumping all over the place, and every single year you got this going on, that going on, this happening, that happening, and we ain't accomplished nothing, a damn thing. We got to get something accomplished, and that's why from what we're putting on from the intercommunal program with Dare to Struggle, we have acquired some property and acquired a place that we're going to call the Poor People's Survival Office,
Okay.
And like I said, we're within a matter of days, like 11 days from closing on that bad boy. I think we only got $800 or so left, right? And we got to GoFundMe up for that, for the people that can contribute that. Because, like I said, we are putting all the resources we can in this. We cannot let that property go at all. So we, asking the people to support however you can. The GoFundMe's out there. That's GoFundMe.com/Black Power Donation. I love that. Black Power Donation. GoFundMe.com. And do what you can. But we're 11 days from that, and from that platform, from right there in that office, we're going to run all the programs. From the Black Student Alliance Development to the Dare to Heal Health Workshop. I'm getting that wrong. Dare to Heal Health Workshop. Going to reinstitute the free breakfast and food programs, drug and alcohol substance abuse community counseling, prisoner support programs, free shoes for the poor, free after-school tutoring, legal referral services, community martial arts. If you got incidences of what we call community hotspots, where maybe you're getting harassed a lot in your community, or it might be serious drug situations happening that you want to shut down, we're going to have straight up in there community hotspot patrols, and the Panthers are going to play a big role in that. Slumlord removal, street cleanups, STD, sexually transmitted disease prevention courses, and street tribe or so-called gang political education development. We ain't leaving nobody out. All of that coming up and more from Dare to Struggle, intercommunal survival programs. And like I said, all we're doing is acquiring the property with 11 days to go. And again, that's
Where's it located? What city?
/Black Power Donation. Really, it's nationwide. I'm opening the first office in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. That's the first place, and then it's, like I said, it's nationwide as we get other brothers and sisters to develop and move the program in your city. Anybody can grasp and organize with these programs, though, or add to the program. If you have something that needs to be developed in your city that may not be on this particular list that we have, that we compile from the people, you can add to the program and do it in your own city. It's just, again, the concept is dare to struggle. We've heard that phrase over the years. It comes from the Honorable Chairman Fred Hampton Sr., who just had a birthday just the other day, and we say, "Ashe for him." Ashe and long live the Honorable Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. But he used to put a phrase out there that came from Chairman Mao. He would say, "Dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win." Chairman Fred say, "If you dare to struggle, you dare to win, and if you don't dare to struggle, then damn it, you don't deserve to win." And so, you remember that song? You remember how Nas say, "Well, you made it a hot line, I made it a hot song."
I made a hot song, yeah.
All right, so we've taken that and made it into an intercommunal survival program, the Dare to Struggle. Everything and anything that you do and that we do has a struggle factor attached to it. I don't care if you're going to school. I don't care if you're trying to build a business. I don't care if you're trying to educate a brother or sister, whatever. Everything involved in this life has a struggle factor attached to it. So all we're saying to people is dare to struggle in whatever it is that we need to fix, whatever it is that we need to build, whatever it is that we need to improve on, whatever it is that we need to do more of. Dare to struggle with it. Dare to struggle with it. Don't keep being a victim in your own community talking about we got crime issues, we got drug issues, we got teen issues, we got police brutality issues, murder issues. Don't keep being a victim. Dare to struggle with it. Get involved with it. Organize on it. Make it a non-factor. Make it to where it don't exist as a problem anymore. But you have to dare to struggle with it. So that's the basic concept with it, and we're spreading that. Again, regardless to whatever organization you're with, regardless to what your political affiliation, your religious background, all of that is, or everybody can struggle to make a difference. And so that's the Intercommunal Survival Program. And if you can support that, then, give us a call, 323-374-5601, 323-374-5601, or email me at thedaretostruggle@gmail.com. I mean, I know I'm dropping a lot out there to you all, but it's a lot going on,
Hey, we got it taped on several different platforms, so I think we'll be good. And I also wanted to say salute to the ancestor, Eldridge Cleaver. It's his birthday today.
I say.
Just want to recognize and honor him. And shout out to Dahudi for pointing that out in the chat room. Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to NBK Live and go over to My Skin Is My Sin on YouTube and subscribe too. One thing that I have been saying and I'll keep saying is that the revolution will be in code. And what I mean by that is that, like you were saying earlier, is that what worked 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago may not work today. And it had computers so prominent. Like, computers are everything to us now. And we just getting left behind mathematically and computer-wise. What can we do to make being smart popular? And not just being like American smart, but being smart for our own.
Well, I would say the same thing that they've done to make being dumb and being a pill popping drug popular. You got to propagate it. I mean, it was a time where if you was, all coked out and all on Molly and prescription pill, you was shunned by the black community, particularly. You wasn't cool at all if you was all strung out. Now, in the age of mumble rap, that's all they talking about. Being strung out, being a pill popper, drinking this, and being out of your head. So it's just a matter of social programming and propagation. Who's to say what in particular is cool or what's chic or what's sexy? And as descendants of Africans and African people, we've always been the trendsetters around the world. Everything that we've had as a people has been copied, has been taken from us. They plagiarized from us. I mean, you see all our hairstyles worn by everybody now. Everybody, you know, you talked about number 45 being orange. The reason why he tried to be orange is because he don't want to be white. He tried to tan and got spray tan on. I mean, everything that we have had as a people, you know, has been used for the benefit of other people, including our style, our coolness, you know, what they call quote unquote swag and all of that. And all of that's been copied, you know. So if we've been able to do that on a social phenomenon, I mean, we can do it all over the place again in various ways. Rap music and the music that is played on a daily basis will play a big part in that. I say that we have to take a more progressive role, you know, with the music and the consumption of what's being played in men and women's minds every single day. That plays a major role. The videos, the print media, all of that, the what you call progressive or alternative media, your platforms, all of that plays a role in what's considered cool. And the reason why I'm saying it like that is because when you look at it, when you take a real look at the landscape, you know, all of a sudden now everybody's becoming conscious. I mean, from mainstream on down to your average, you know, quote-unquote lumping brother and sister on the block now. It's like everybody's wearing Onks. Everybody's a damn Panther now. You know, all kind of Panthers all over the place. You know what I mean? Everybody got the red, black, and green. I seen a photo the other day. It messed up my mind. I seen a white dude with the flag of the red, black, and green, and then had a poster that said Black Lives Matter. And then I seen a white. I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying it right. A white dude had the red, black, and green, and Black Lives Matter, and a black dude had the rebel Confederate flag.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
You seen that?
Yeah, it just fucked my whole head up. Like what? And the caption was like, "What's the world coming to?"
Man, I'm like, we living in a paranormal reality right now. But I mean, that's what it is. But what I'm saying to say that, I'm saying that to say this, that we have such a profound effect on the world we don't even realize it. The only way that I was able to know it was to actually go outside the country. When I went over into South Africa with what our people call lasagna, when I was all up in Germany and other places, I saw the effect that we have on the world. And we don't even know it in America. We don't even think nothing of it. We think we just putting a new project together. Oh, I got a new movement together. Oh, I got a new, you know, program I'm putting together. No, what you are doing right here in this country is being broadcast all over the world. And so it's no coincidence that 2 Chainz and this one and that one are wearing Onks, T.I., and all these folks. It's no coincidence because the quote-unquote conscious movement, the revolutionary movement, the black culture is affecting everybody, and it's undeniable. It's no coincidence Beyonce chose to dress up like a Black Panther for her Super Bowl performance, and you know what I mean? None of that stuff. None of what Kendrick Lamar is doing at this point, and the J. Cole. None of this stuff is a coincidence. It is all in accordance to the effect that we are having on them. And you'd be surprised, brothers and sisters. Y'all would be surprised how many of them in the so-called mainstream listen to My Skin Is My Sin, or they listen to Black Power Radio, or they watch what you putting on the YouTube. You thinking you ain't got no viewers, no listeners, or it ain't like you want it to be, and you don't know in the midnight hour when they going through their stressful situations, they tuning into My Skin Is My Sin. They listening to your broadcast. They getting fed. They getting taught, and they putting that into the music. They putting it into the video. They putting it into the movie. They putting it into their life. They putting it on their platform. We have no idea the effect that we have, and that's what I'm saying. Don't think that what you're doing right now ain't cool. What you're doing right now is the symbol of cool. You know, others may not have caught on to it yet, though.
We're doing all right. Well, you know what? And I agree with you, man, because like it's like I get the most random inboxes. I get the most random, you know, emails, you know, and it's like and you had those frustrating days, and it seems to always come right when I need to hear it, you know, and not that I need, you know, some type of ego boost, but some days you just be down, like, man, I'm just wasting my time, you know, I'm wasting my money, blase splee, and then it's somebody that hits you up, and it just, like I was, we had a conference call today, and we was talking about the Blackathon, and it was a young lady that inboxed me and said, I'm homeless, but I want to donate $50.
That's beautiful.
Like, that just, like, and typically beautiful. I got a response quickly, you know. I couldn't, I had to sit back for a minute and first off, stop myself from crying, you know, because that just, you know, something that we came up with to try to do some good affected somebody, one person, that much. You know, that was, man, you know, but it stays like that. Yeah. 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 And I had to tell her, I was like, you know what, I truly appreciate that, but don't do that. And her response was, okay, well, I'm still going to give you 20.
Yeah. That shows you. That shows you what I'm saying. Her giving that 50 is the equivalent of say a Mayweather giving you $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that means that means more. Her giving that 50 means more than somebody who's really got it like that, giving a big donation. And we got to be grateful.
Yeah, you know, and trust and believe, man. That did it for me. You know, I don't know about other people, but it just makes you feel like, you know what, it's not in vain. You know. So let me ask you this. We got about 15 minutes left to go. But what's the one thing about you that would surprise most people?
Oh man. Well, probably that I'm a musician. You know, I play classical piano. I'm a drummer. You know, all types of various forms of music I play, and participating. And I used to play in a band and all kind of stuff. You know, and also probably that I am as well read as I am. You know, a lot of times when the Panthers, when the regular image of the membership of the Panthers is put forward, all you see, like you said, is the brother or sister that's in the beret and the BDU and the black boots, and they looking mean and they tough and they strong, and you know, all of that. And they are that. That's beautiful. But a lot of times what is also underplayed is the humanity of that individual. That's why I tried to explain earlier, you know, what it takes for some of these men and women to even arrive to some of the places that you see them at. You know, sometimes that was the last cent, the last dollar that man or woman had. They gave to get to defend our people, get to where they got to get to defend our people. And so, a lot of times the humanity is missed. You're missing that you have men and women in this movement that are attorneys and that are doctors and that are professionals, that are mothers, that are well educated, that are good fathers, that own their own businesses, or whatever the case is. The humanity is missed. And so for me, a lot of people think I don't know the stuff that I know. I haven't read what I read, and you know what I mean? Like they just think they think I'm just gonna look at you real mean and grunt, I guess. But yeah, I'm a classical musician. I love the piano. I love drums. Love guitar. All of that. And at one point was teaching it. So some people are surprised with that. But it's much more to it. I don't know what else you want me to tell you.
You know what? You shocked me with the classical. And for some reason, they saying that we ain't got no sound. I don't know what that's all about. But we good. Good. On YouTube Live. They saying we don't have no sound. I don't know what that's about because I hear you perfectly.
Okay.
I hear everybody perfectly, and we still on Blog Talk, so we'll fix it up after the fact. And I'm not sure, NBK, maybe if you can hear me, if you can't, it's perfect on this end, so we'll fix it up after the fact. It ain't no big deal. And like I say, we only got about 15 minutes the sound is back. And I definitely want to salute everybody in the live chat. Definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. And by no means am I shutting down the show right now. I just wanted to make sure, I'm not sure why it's stopping and starting. Blog Talk is a mess sometimes. Let's keep it a stack. So sometimes I guess apparently I don't it happens. Yeah. And it's crazy because I tried to I reached out to Blog Talk look, this we're trying to do 24 hours straight. Do you think y'all can make an exception, so we can do something good for Texas? Now, I didn't tell them, I left a couple of things out. Didn't matter, though. Nope, we can't. I got you, King. Like, no problem. And I'm dead ass serious, man. Like, when y'all got something going on, you know, like I want to see a poster with the Panthers and their kids. You know,
no doubt.
You know, like that. Actually, I was kind of joking, but kind of serious. Like, I think that would be dope, and I think that would, like, just personally, like, that would just and you know, it would quote unquote normalize y'all for a lot of people.
Well, one person that does that well. If you go to Brother Hashim Nzinga's page, our national chairman, all you will see on his page is him and his children. You know, and you know, that's all you see. He's a family man and a man who takes pride in being a father. So, you know, that's very, very important to him. A very important image he wanted to put out there. You know, sometimes it's different. The reason why you don't see that a lot for the Panthers is because a lot of brothers and sisters don't want their children messed with like that. You know what I mean? And so, you know, you get, you know, like you got, for example, you think about, we just talked about Chairman Fred Sr.'s birthday the other day that passed, and today is Minister Eldridge Cleaver's birthday today. So you think about the family of Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. and, you know, his son, Fred Jr., who was born when his father was being, you know, killed by the Chicago PD. You know, you think about Eldridge Cleaver and Kathleen Cleaver and Brother Maceo and all of them that came from those unions, and how the families are affected just by men and women who stand up, you know, for what's right for our people. So sometimes, you know, brothers and sisters want their children to at least have some sense of normalcy, you know, some sense of normalcy. So that's why it's not always appropriate. You know, I always see the families and the uncles and this one and that one, you know, flooded all over social media. Well, goddamn, we can't make it that easy for your oppressor. Damn, we can't throw you everybody in the damn family, you know. But it is good. It is good, and it is something that you have to consider in the right way so that we can show family more. We've been very, 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 very keen on pushing black family, you know, pushing family, and especially for you men and women out there that want to be leaders, and want to be organizers. It's hard to organize appropriately when the family life is out of whack. If your family life is out of whack, your home life is out of whack, and everything is crazy, it is hard as hell to get out here and organize appropriately. So the first place that we must organize is the home, and organize our homes, our relationships, and organize with our spouses, organize with your girlfriends, your wives, your boyfriends, your husbands, organize with your loved ones, organize with your mothers, your fathers if they're there, organize with those that love you. So that's my message. You know, the first place to organize is home. Organize home first before you try to save the world, before you try to save the city, before you try to save the block. Organize the home first, and then everything else will follow.
That's true. Man, is that true? Whew. We got like 5 minutes to go. Y'all have any last words? Because I want to end with a song, man. And I don't know if you up on Break the Foundation. If you're not,
man, who is now scheduled to perform at the Black Power Awards? That's my family, my brother. Go Brick, love you.
Shout out to RMC.
Salute RMC.
Yep. I do. I have a couple of things to say. I want to say congratulations to Professor Griff, who RMC is working on a new project with, to his marriage with Soleil over the past weekend. I want to keep a reminder. I know a lot of our spirits are down in Houston, so I'm hoping now that my upcoming art show on October the 21st is also a way for a lot of us local here to, to reconnect and get out and start, having a little bit of fun. It's only a few short weeks away, and I'm sure we'll still be dealing with a lot of this aftermath at that point, so we can take some time to, just chill out and feel normal again, So that's definitely upcoming October 21st at Yoga House, Houston from 6 to 9. I want to give a very, very, very big thank you to all of the people who have donated since funds my way, as well as the organizations that I recommended. There are a ton of people sending in stuff as we speak, and the mail is due to start resuming tomorrow. So thank you to all you guys who have done that, like from the bottom of my heart. I know it's other people, the recipients, that are going to be appreciative, but I appreciate the fact that my friends and associates showed up. So I know I got the right circle going on. I know I got the right support system because they showed up and did the work from a distance. So I definitely appreciate that. And you, Brother Kweli, for coming in and setting jobs straight, you know, because he was drinking the Kool-Aid. He was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Whatever.
It's all good. He called you straight out, bro.
I'm used to it, man. I'm used to it.
I love it. It's all good. It's been my honor to be here with you all, for real. And you know, it's like I said, we're on so many platforms that are hostile towards the movement and hostile towards the progression of Black Power. It is so good to come home and, you know, and be amongst family and hear friendly, loving voices, and I mean that for real. And, you know, to all who, you know, are nominated for the second annual Black Power Awards, congratulations to all of you brothers and sisters, and congratulations to all who are working behind the scenes to put that together. You know, we had Panther comrades there last year, and, you know, so much of what we saw was so dignified. Some of the highest expressions of African dress and cooperation with each other and love for one another. I mean, we love what we saw. And so salute to everybody who is nominated this year, and those who are not nominated this year, work hard to be nominated the next time, you know. But regardless to who gets an award or who don't, we know that it's a salute to continue, the struggle continues, and that our ultimate reward is the liberation and salvation of the Black nation and our oppressed people. So salute to you all. Keep striving. You know, we hope to do this again with My Skin Is My Sin. Please continue to support this platform and everybody who works to make this platform visible and make this platform happen. Donate to them because this is not free. Donate to My Skin Is My Sin. They're going to get that information to how you can help build this revolutionary platform. And I thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. And I guess I'll leave you all with the Black Power salute and all power to the people. Love you all dearly.
Oh, Black Power.
Love you too. We appreciate you too. Black Power.
All right, Black Power, and you know what? Let's get into this song. My bad. I got caught slipping a little bit there. And you know what? You know what's this? Let's toast to the gods. Let's leave out on that one. Don't forget the Blackathon, September 9th. Starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. And go check out
Houston pro-Black organizations.
And if you want to donate now, what's the PayPal?
The donations now be taking in my PayPal, kmlane31@gmail.com, and it will go to a trusted pro-Black organization that is boots on the ground active right now in Houston.
Facts. So let's talk to the guys and end it off. Oh, and shout out to NBK Live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go over to My Skin Is My Sin and subscribe to the channel. And go to MySkinIsMySin.com. Don't forget, we will be doing the Conscious Olympics free every month. We got the app coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. Salute to you. Appreciate you for tuning in, and y'all have a good one. Peace, Sam.
Peace.
Yeah. C4. Said I'd like to give a toast to you. Toast to the gods. Cheer. Said all they teach kids is bullshit. Come take the journey with me. Listen, we were once kings. I do it for the ones who created it all. The black one, send a shout out to the queens. Fuck the line, reverend preachers from the pulpit. Somebody gon' hate this, but this is free speech. Tell me what I look like, praying to a white Jesus. When there's a God that resides in me, metamorph, transform, teleport. I'm the doesn't show up in the cloud of smoke. Turn it up, let it be. Take an intermission for a moment, let it soak in. Get the people a vision to fruition from out of my psyche. King G scribbled on my ID and a volatile. Soul back power of the 9 more crocodile. Toast to the gods, water in my gold chalice with the cucumbers in it, runneth over on the pilot floor. Sidestep bullshit like a matador. Good time sipping wine with the Pantheon. Got a new bitch with the head like a Labrador. Popping bottles with a theme for the champion. Soul loop, prospect. Protect the king in battle, got his fast set. God body, I'm an African supremacist. Get my food from the sun. Let's toast to the God. Giving glory to yourself, recognize how great you are. Let's toast to the God. All the melanated beings on earth, we about to take off. Give a toast to the God. Light beams radiate from our soul, we illuminate the dark. Let's toast to the God. We say cheers to the black kings and queens, cause we do this for y'all. Do this for y'all. Do this for y'all. Do this for y'all. Do this for y'all.